When my wife, Chloe, zipped up her navy blue suitcase, nothing about that Monday morning felt unusual. She walked over, kissed my cheek, and smiled the same gentle smile that had made me fall in love with her 6 years earlier. 3 days, she said. The company booked a business conference in Manchester. I'll be home Thursday evening. I'll miss you, I replied. I'll miss you more. She slipped her wedding ring back onto her finger after applying hand lotion, picked up her laptop bag, and walked out the front door. I stood by the window until her taxi disappeared around the corner. If I had known that goodbye would lead me into the most frightening mystery of my life, I would have held her a little longer. The first day passed quietly. Chloe sent me a photo from the hotel lobby with a simple caption. Finally arrived. Long day ahead. Everything seemed normal, but that evening, something felt different. When we usually talked on video calls, she always laughed, asked about my day, and teased me for eating takeout instead of cooking. This time, the call lasted less than 2 minutes. I'm exhausted, she whispered. There are meetings early tomorrow. I love you. Before I could answer, the screen went black. It wasn't like Chloe. She never hung up first. The next morning, I received another text. Busy all day. Don't wait up. No heart emoji. No smile. Just cold, formal words. For reasons I couldn't explain, a knot formed in my stomach. I tried convincing myself that she was simply overwhelmed with work. Yet the uneasy feeling refused to leave. That afternoon, my phone rang. An unfamiliar number. When I answered, there was only silence. Then a woman's quiet voice whispered, "If you love Chloe, go to the Grand Crescent Hotel tonight." The line disconnected. I stared at the screen. Who was she? Why mention Chloe? I called back. The number no longer existed. My heart pounded. Every logical thought told me to ignore the call. Instead, I booked the earliest train. The journey lasted 3 hours, but it felt endless. Rain covered the windows as my imagination created one terrible possibility after another. Was Chloe in danger? Had she lied? Was someone threatening her? By the time I reached the city, I barely recognized myself in the station's glass doors. The Grand Crescent Hotel towered over the street, elegant and impossibly quiet. I approached the reception desk. "I'm here to surprise my wife," I said. The receptionist smiled politely. "May I have her name?" "Chloe." She checked the computer. "Yes, she's staying in room 1107. Hearing those words should have reassured me. Instead, they made my heartbeat even louder. The elevator climbed slowly. Every floor felt like another year. When the doors opened, the hallway stretched before me in complete silence. Room 1107. The light beneath the door was on. I raised my hand. Knock. No answer. I knocked again. Still nothing. Just as I reached for my phone, the door opened by itself. It hadn't been fully closed. Inside, soft music played. The room was empty, or so I thought. On the table sat 2 wine glasses. One was half full, the other untouched. Fresh flowers rested beside them. Someone had been there moments earlier. My chest tightened. A balcony door creaked open behind me. I turned. Chloe stepped inside. She froze. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Her face turned pale. "What are you doing here? I think I should be asking you the same question." She glanced toward the hallway as if expecting someone else. "Please," she whispered. "We need to leave." Before I could ask why, loud footsteps echoed outside. Someone stopped near the room. A shadow appeared beneath the door. Chloe grabbed my hand. "Don't make a sound." My heart hammered as the doorknob slowly turned. The door opened halfway. A tall man wearing a dark coat looked inside. His eyes searched the room. For one terrifying moment, I was certain he had seen us hiding behind the bedroom wall. Instead, his phone rang. He answered briefly and walked away. Only after the footsteps disappeared did Chloe breathe again. "What is happening?" I demanded. Tears filled her eyes. "I wanted to tell you." "Tell me what?" She looked at the floor. 3 months ago I witnessed something I wasn't supposed to see. She explained that while attending a corporate meeting, she accidentally discovered evidence that senior executives in her company had been laundering money through fake charity accounts. She secretly copied the files. Before she could report them, someone discovered the missing documents. Since then, unknown people had been following her. "They think I still have the evidence," she said. And do you? She slowly nodded. My stomach dropped. You've been carrying this alone. I didn't want to put you in danger. A sudden knock interrupted us. 3 sharp knocks. Then silence. Another knock. This time louder. Chloe's face lost all color. They found us. She hurried to the wardrobe and removed a small envelope taped underneath a shelf. Inside was a tiny memory card. This contains everything. Before she could explain further, the hotel room phone rang. I answered cautiously. A calm male voice spoke. You have 5 minutes. Who is this? If you give us the memory card, both of you walk away. The call ended. My pulse raced. Police. Run. Hide. Every option seemed impossible. Then Chloe smiled through her fear. I finally understand. Understand what? They never wanted me. They wanted proof. She handed me the memory card. If anything happens, don't let them destroy it. No, I'm not leaving without you. For the first time that night, she smiled the way she always had. I knew you'd say that. We slipped into the emergency stairwell just as footsteps rushed down the corridor. Voices echoed behind us. We descended floor after floor until we reached the underground parking garage. Rain poured outside. A black car suddenly accelerated toward us. Before it reached us, flashing blue lights filled the garage. Police vehicles surrounded the entrance. Officers rushed forward. The driver attempted to escape but crashed into a concrete pillar. Within seconds, several suspects were arrested. I looked at Chloe in disbelief. She smiled weakly. I sent the evidence to an investigative journalist yesterday. The police were already waiting. Weeks later, the investigation made national headlines. Several executives were convicted of financial crimes, and Chloe's testimony helped expose the entire operation. She was offered protection and later accepted a new position with a different company. One quiet evening, we returned to the same hotel, not because we wanted to remember the fear, but because we wanted to replace it with something better. Standing on the rooftop terrace, Chloe took my hands. I'm sorry I lied about why I came. I know why you did it. I thought protecting you meant keeping secrets. I smiled. And now, she rested her forehead against mine. Now I know that love doesn't grow stronger through silence. It grows stronger through trust. The city lights sparkled below as I slipped a small velvet box from my pocket. She looked surprised. We're already married. She laughed softly. I know. I opened the box. Inside was a new wedding band engraved with 4 simple words. Always choose each other. Tears filled her eyes as I placed it on her finger. She wrapped her arms around me, and for a long moment the world seemed to disappear. Our story had begun with suspicion, grown into danger, and nearly ended in tragedy. Instead, it reminded us that real love is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to face fear together, no matter what waits behind the next door.